It is my great honor, Sherron Watkins.
Thank y'all. Well, it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be in this room with so many whistleblowers. I will limit my remarks to just really telling you a small window of what happened to me in the fall of 2001. Similar to some of the things we've heard all day, including what Jane started with this earlier, I was optimistic but also naive, and I just thought facts and truth stood on their own. And when I discovered fraud at Enron, I was really in the midst of trying to figure out what to do next when our CEO, Jeff Skilling, abruptly quit. And I always liken it to the Titanic. I'm a crew member. I know we've hit an iceberg. Water's pouring in. We're likely to sink. And before I can even warn the captain, he takes a helicopter home, and just leaves us all on this sinking ship. So Ken Lay was chairman of the board. He was stepping back in. It was a knee-jerk reaction to go to him to say, I think I know the real reason Jeff Skilling is leaving. We have committed horrible accounting fraud. Well, I'm kind of like that crew member. Just go down to the bottom of the ship and see for yourself. Ask any accountant, any law firm, they're going to end up backing me up on this. Well, it still baffles me what happened in that fall of 2001, because it's almost like Ken Lay turned to the executives around him and said, nobody go down to the bottom of the ship. Just take a look at the plans, make sure we're unsinkable. Iceberg shouldn't matter to us. They did a very limited review, and the company ended up writing off these structures I was concerned with in a way that almost like blew another hole in the bottom of the ship. Within a short period of time, by December, Enron was declaring bankruptcy. I did end up being called to testify in front of Congress, and I'm probably the only whistleblower in any kind of modern history that has a positive story. That Time put us on the cover as their Persons of the Year. By the way, this is the first time I've worn the jacket I wore on that cover in 18 years. I like this jacket. It actually was, costing that. But, once it's on the cover of a magazine, you kind of have to retire it. I decided I could bring it back out for today. But, I'm able to go across the globe speaking about ethics and leadership and the warning signs of a culture that's going awry. But most other whistleblowers live a much, much different story. And for me, 9/11 happened in the middle of that too. So much of my world was just shaken to the core. Enron was beginning retaliation procedures, but in reality, they blew up too fast to really make them come to pass. It came to light that 2 days after I met with Ken Lay, he received a memo from our outside law firm, Vincent & Elkins. Here are the potential consequences to discharging employees who raise accounting concerns. So his first action was to see if he could fire me and get rid of me, and then I've learned that probably they would have started a smear campaign, that I was just some crazy lunatic, don't believe me. The thing that brought me the most comfort in this very lonely time, when you work at a company, you feel like you're part of that team. That is part of your tribe. The in-house lawyers, the executives, your peers that you work with, it all feels like family. And to find yourself on the outs and really being treated like a pariah is very, very lonely. And it just starts to feel scary, and the ground underneath your feet is just so uncertain. I was blessed that I finally did have a lawyer take my case.